Overhead cranes are powerful tools, but one mistake can lead to a disaster. Do you know the critical safety steps to follow when working around them? In today's video, we'll walk you through the safe operating procedure that can help you prevent accidents and keep your workplace safe. Hello and welcome back to My Safety Hub, your go-to source for all things health and safety. And thank you for tuning in. Remember to leave the video a like and click on that subscribe button, it really helps the channel a lot. Today we're tackling the SOP for working around an overhead crane. This SOP provides comprehensive guidelines for anyone involved in operating or working around an overhead crane, ensuring both safety and efficiency. All SOPs start with a scope and purpose. This SOP applies to all employees who operate or work near overhead cranes. Its core purpose is to prevent injuries and adverse health effects by outlining safe operation procedures under various lifting conditions. Next is Section 2, Authority and Responsibility. Only authorized supervisors and designated personnel are permitted to conduct work on the crane beyond standard operation. Trained, competent and authorized employees are the only ones allowed to operate the overhead crane. Supervisors and department managers bear the responsibility for ensuring compliance with this SOP, overseeing crane operations, addressing safety concerns and communicating this SOP to all relevant personnel. All employees are accountable for allowing procedures and ensuring they have the crane license on hand while operating. Let's move on to Section 3, the Risk Assessment Summary. This section meticulously identifies a wide array of potential hazards and assesses their associated risks, outlining the necessary control measures. This includes behavioral risks like improper practices, poor maintenance of safety devices, improper load securing, ignoring safe workload markings, unauthorized access, horseplay, peer pressure, work stress, distractions, incompetence, and unauthorized crane operation. Each hazard has an associated risk level, whether that be substantial or low, allowing for prioritized mitigation efforts. The required PPE. This SOP specifies mandatory PPE, which in this case is eye protection, hearing protection, overalls, foot protection, hand protection, a reflective jacket, dust mask, and head protection. This protective gear is crucial for minimizing exposures to the numerous hazards identified. Then we have Section 5, our task description. This section breaks down the evacuation processes into four main parts, namely the pre-task checks, conducting the task, post-task checks, and housekeeping. Let's start with our pre-task checks. Check the overhead crane work area for adequate lighting, ventilation, and clear access. Make sure it's free of debris and potential slip hazards. Inspect the crane for visible damage, leaks, and control functionality. Verify the workload limit and check the operation of the winch and lifting components. Inspect slings and lifting gear for visible damage or wear. Ensure the workload limits are clearly marked and check wire rope slings for broken wires. Before operation begins, confirm the work area is free of obstacles and unauthorized personnel, and ensure everyone is wearing the correct PPE. Next is conducting the task. Adhere to all operational procedures and load limits. Maintain clear communication and only respond to authorized signals. Never move loads over people, provide adequate support for suspended loads, follow safe lifting technique practices, verifying load weights. Avoid sharp objects, avoid sharp edges, using shortening links where needed, ensuring the sling is secure, picking or insulating where necessary, being mindful of pinch points, rough surfaces, and avoiding overexertion or repetitive actions. Maintaining a comfortable body position. Move loads safely, secure loose parts, controlling long objects with tag lines, keeping slung loads away from people, centering the hook over the load, ensuring proper cable placement, planning the path, avoiding sudden movements and shock loading, lifting the load only as high as necessary, avoiding the side pulls, easing the load into the stop when lowering, and never leaving a suspended load unattended. This SOP also covers proper disposing of loads. Then we have our post-task checks. Return the crane to its designated parking position. Power off the crane. Ensure that all controls are in the off position and secure the pendant to prevent damage. Lastly is housekeeping. Never leave suspended loads unattended. Regularly clean the overhead crane work area. Promptly clean up any spills or debris. Maintain clear and unobstructed walkways. Dispose of all waste and materials properly and document any crane concerns, faults, damage or repairs in the lifting equipment register. Next we have section 6, our control measures. This section outlines the control measures designed to minimize the risks associated with overhead cranes. These can include engineering controls such as extraction fans, load limiting devices, ventilation systems, appropriate lighting, tag lines, audible alarms and strobe lights on the crane. Isolation controls, access control to the work area, electrical covers for added protection, walkway demarcation and emergency stop buttons. Administrative controls, appointing responsible personnel such as electrical installation controllers, health and safety representatives, lifting machine operators and lifting machine inspectors, overhead crane operators and supervisors of machinery. Ensuring relevant certificates such as electrical compliance, load testing, medical fitness are in place. Using registers for tracking electrical installations and lifting equipment and adhering to a safe operating procedure and safety signage. Signage includes warnings related to unauthorized personnel, ergonomic hazards, eye and hearing protection, dust masks, overall use, reflective jackets, prohibition on eating, drinking and horseplay, noise zones, uneven surfaces, electric shock and suspended loads. And lastly, we have our final section of the SOP. These final sections cover related documentations, the importance of reviewing and updating the SOP, mandatory training procedures for all relevant personnel, keeping records of incidents, tracking revisions to the document, and ensuring proper communication and understanding of the SOP. A well-defined overhead crane procedure is vital for workplace safety, especially if you are working with an overhead crane. By understanding and adhering to these guidelines, we can all contribute to a safer working environment. Thank you for watching today's video. If you found today's video helpful, please leave it a like and share it with your colleagues. If you haven't already, please click that subscribe button as to never miss another My Safety Hub video. Leave us a comment down below if you have any questions or insights you'd like us to share. And as always, stay safe, stay inspired, and until next time, take care.